Hello, folks. Hope you had a good July 4th weekend. Welcome to week 2. This week we look at cognitive and behavioral theories. In terms of learning objectives, the idea is for you to be able to identify the differences between cognitive and behavioral theories and explain how cognitive and behavioral theories work together in cognitive behavioral treatment interventions. And lastly, to identify skills needed to implement CBT. What I'd really like you to focus on are the theories themselves. Those will give you a good grounding in terms of understanding cognitive and behavioral theories, as well as to build a foundation for understanding CBT or cognitive therapy or behavioral therapy as separate entities. And as you go forward in terms of the papers, having a good basis in the theories will really put you in good stead. Regarding learning resources, the required readings are the Walsh text, Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 on behavior theory and cognitive theory. If you were to focus on one set of readings this week, it would be these Walsh chapters. And the Walsh text will provide the basis for your understanding of the theories, as well as in terms of your papers for most, if not all, of the rest of the course. So please take some time to really dig deep in terms of understanding behavior theory and cognitive theory and how Walsh lays out the theories in terms of their assumptions. Now, when I talk about assumptions, I'm talking about understanding of human nature, understanding of problems that human beings experience, as well as how human beings change. So the first thing is assumptions. The second piece is concepts. So these are really the building blocks of the theories. So when we talk about behavior theory, we're talking about operant conditioning, classical conditioning, reinforcement, punishment, and so on and so forth. When we talk about cognitive theory, we're talking about cognitions, core beliefs, schemas, automatic thoughts, and others. This third reading is interesting, so you can take the time to read that. But I'd really like for you to focus mainly on the 2 chapters from Walsh. And then these videos featuring one of the founders, the fathers of cognitive theory, Aaron Beck. These are both excellent, very clear in terms of understanding cognitive restructuring, as well as a cognitive model to case conceptualization. So both excellent videos. Please take the time to look through those and maybe go through them twice to aid in your understanding. You'll have your dyad collaboration. So last week I sent out a list of the partners that you'll be working with. Please reach out to your partner and complete the following. Find a video of a social worker using cognitive and/or behavioral interventions with a client, similar to the first of the videos listed in this week's series of videos. And then together you'll post a link of the video to the discussion forum, write a critique outlining the skills observed and how the therapist is using theory to guide the intervention. Only one of you should include the review and the link, but both of you should work together to write the post. The critique is a joint effort and should be between 400 to 500 words in length, and make sure that both of your names are in the post. And then, in terms of the response, each of you must respond to at least one other dyad's posting. So even the person who put the review in their post must also respond to at least one other of your classmates. And then secondly, equally important is to identify your population of choice in theory. This one will go directly towards your beginning to think about the papers that you'll have going forward. So in your initial post prompt, you'll identify and describe the population that you're selecting for your major assignments. The practice theory paper, the social work practice intervention paper, and so on and so forth. So the population will be the same for all of those papers. There may be some who want to change along the way, but really the idea is to stick with the one population so that you can really go deep. That's how this course is designed. And then secondly, you'll briefly describe a theory that guides practice with this population and what research says to support why and how that theory applies to the population. First good place to start for that part 2 is the Walsh text. So within those chapters, you'll see that there is both an explanation of the theory, how it guides practice with different populations, as well as some aspects of research, more of a summary of the research. As I said, this is meant to get you started towards your social work practice theory paper due in week 3. Include any questions or concerns you have around the social work practice theory, and also cite any outside resources used in this post. Make sure to use APA style. You'll have your response prompt and the guidelines, so please read through that. And I think that's just about it. So you might want to go ahead and look at the week 3 paper just to kind of wrap your brain around what is being looked for in that paper, the social work practice theory paper, due 2 weeks from today. I hope you have a good week. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Take care, folks.